woke up this morning, and before your feet even touch the floor, you reach for your phone. Within 10 seconds, the whole world pours in. A headline designed to frighten you, a notification designed to pull you away, someone, somewhere, angry about something. 100 small voices, all shouting that you are behind, you're not enough, that something terrible is about to happen, and that you'd better be afraid. We live in the loudest moment in human history, and our souls are tired. Here's something I've been thinking about. There's an old story, almost 3,000 years old, about a man named Elijah. He was a prophet, exhausted, afraid, done, burned out in a way that I think a lot of us would recognize. He ran into the wilderness, sat down under a tree, and asked God to just let him die. And God's answer is one of the strangest yet gentlest things in all of Scripture. God tells him to stand on a mountain. And then, listen to this. Behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore the mountains and broke the rocks in pieces. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, the sound of a low whisper. A low whisper. The old King James translation calls it a still, small voice. The wind, the earthquake, the fire, all the loud things, the dramatic things, all the things that grab our attention and shake the ground. God was in none of them. He was in the whisper. I think about that a lot, because the world we've built runs on the opposite assumption. It assumes that what matters most is what is loud, the biggest headline, the angriest voice, the most urgent alert. We've been trained every single day to believe that the noise is the important thing. And so we live at the volume of the wind and the earthquake and the fire. And we wonder why we can't hear God. We wonder why we feel anxious, scattered, and so far from peace. Maybe it's not that God stopped talking. Maybe it's that He never shouts, and we've forgotten how to be quiet enough to hear the whisper. There's a verse, you've probably seen it on a coffee mug. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46. We've made it soft and decorative, but read it in its place. It's almost a command, shouted over chaos, over nations raging, and mountains falling into the sea. Be still. Stop. Lower the volume. Know that I am God, and that you, thank God, are not. The weight you're carrying, the constant low-grade dread, the feeling that you have to monitor everything or it'll all fall apart. A lot of that weight was never yours to carry. You picked it up because the world handed it to you and said, hold on to this and be afraid. And Jesus says something so different. He says, come to me, all who are labor and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Gentle and lowly. That's the heart we've been running from in all the noise. So what do we do with this? Because I'm not interested in just feeling good for 10 minutes and then reaching back for the phone again. Let me offer these 3 things, not rules, invitations. 1, tomorrow morning, before the world pours in, just wait. Give God the first 5 minutes instead of your news feed. Let the first voice you hear not be from one that wants you afraid. Number 2, build a little silence into your day intentionally. Walk without the earbuds, a meal without a screen. The whisper doesn't compete with the noise. You have to turn towards it. Number 3, when the fear comes, and it will, don't fight it with more information overload. Fight it with prayer. Paul wrote that we should be anxious about nothing, but in everything, by prayer, bring it to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart. Not a peace that depends on everything going right, a peace that surpasses understanding, a peace that doesn't make sense given the headlines. I want to be honest with you. This doesn't mean your problems disappear. Elijah still had a hard road ahead after that mountain. Following the whisper isn't an escape from a hard world. Jesus didn't promise an easy life. What he promised was this: peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives. Let not your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. A different kind of peace, not the world's kind, which is just a brief silence between alarms. God's kind, the kind that even holds when things are hard. So this week, let some things be quiet. Let some questions go unanswered. Let the world shout around you, without you. Step back from the wind and the earthquake and the fire and listen for the whisper. It is still speaking. It always has. If this was a quiet moment that you needed today, stick around. This is a place for the tired and the overstimulated to just breathe. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, be still